I've been oh, I've been slowly shaving off more and more of my beard to acclimate my face to the human world again.
Okay. I'm
So-
sorry I interrupted about the sale. He wanted to buy something.
That's okay. Oh, I just inhaled fluff.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Franco.
So nice to see you all.
Ooh, you would not believe the lint around this place.
Kathy, we missed you last week.
Hi. Well, yes, I was not feeling good. I'd spent
I'm not
2 days-
reprimanding you. Don't worry about it. we
Well-
come when we can. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wasn't, I'd been on my feet for 2 days, decluttering and reorganizing the kitchen. Both of us together, and it still took 2 days,
Oh my gosh.
but it looks good now.
Oh,
Well, we
good.
never had, in 5 years that we'd been living together. So,
Wow.
yeah. So then I didn't feel very good after that. I was so tired. I took a nap.
Well, let me greet everyone. Hi, Maris.
Hello, Franco.
Hi, Rana.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Judith.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Ron.
Hi.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
Hi, Mary.
Hello. I loved your pictures of the sunset.
Oh, you saw those. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Sidra.
Hi, Frank.
Yes, we had a couple of days of spectacular sunsets and I posted them on Facebook. So if you see my Facebook feed, you'd see them.
I did.
Well, I finished my sweater
Good.
and I sent it off this week. So I have absolutely nothing to show and nothing to work on. So I'm just going to be twiddling my thumbs today.
You haven't started anything?
No, I actually turned my attention to the website and I made some changes on the website, one of which Ron had suggested. You may remember you said, how about putting a guide on the pages where
Right.
you say what an eighth of an inch is in decimal,
Yeah.
what's 3/8. And so I put that out on 2 pages. And I reworked a couple of pages. I'll show you what I did. But first, let's just continue greeting. How's everybody doing?
Good. So good.
Really good. I
Frankie.
finished the Christmas stocking.
Oh,
did?
yeah.
Oh, show
Yeah.
us, Sumner.
Oh, come out good. It's not blocked yet, but
Ooh, pretty.
What a
yeah.
great Christmas stocking.
It looks like a
Very
stocking.
nice,
It does.
as it should.
That's a nice sweater you were wearing also.
Oh, thanks. I love
Yeah.
what's it, Shetland wool?
Uh-huh.
Because it's 9 degrees right now, and that's 9 degrees warmer than it was this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's like you don't sweat in it and it's still warm, and I don't know. But thank you.
And the color is great. You look great in this color.
Yes.
Thank you.
Frank,
Yeah.
Speaking of, oh,
would you stand up and show your sweater?
yeah, I was
just
gonna say,
love that.
speaking of colors, that seems a little ultra for Frank, doesn't it?
Well, let's
Yes.
see. There we are. Oh, maybe I should
Ooh, that's
spotlight it.
beautiful.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
great
That's
sweater.
beautiful.
Nice pattern,
Yeah.
stitch
Mhm.
pattern.
Yes.
Happy
Happy so
Can you see the faint diagonal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes this way.
Mhm, mhm.
And
A little
I-
bit, yeah.
I discovered those after I had started the sweater. I invented the pattern myself. I wanted a slip stitch pattern. And so I just did a basic
Hey.
slip stitch every 4 stitches or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
the reason I did that is this is 100% alpaca sweater, and the
Oh,
dyer
that's
told me
good.
it would be prone to stretching longer and longer. unless I used a slip stitch pattern to hold it up. So I said, okay, I'll just slip every fourth stitch. And they staggered one apart each time I went around. And then I discovered that they made this diagonal
Yeah.
pattern.
Really nice.
And so I call it phantom diagonals because sometimes they don't show and sometimes they do. It's like, are there diagonals there or not?
It looks like an
Did that
exaggerated
work then?
partridge stitch, or what do they call, is that a partridge? No. Peacock.
It does look kind of like Eye of Partridge on the
Eye of
screen,
partridge, yeah.
which is what I thought it was at first.
Only
But now I
exaggerate.
can see that it's just the
Well, it
diagonal.
might be. I just made it up. Just
No, it's not. It's not, but it
not.
yeah, it looks like it really
No,
nice.
I had the exact same impression, Sumner. It looked briefly like Eye of Partridge to me, but
Yeah.
as I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, it's too big for Eye of partridge.
I don't wear this sweater very often because the alpaca is so warm,
Yeah.
but it's a cold day today. So
Yeah.
it was a nice day to wear it.
Yeah. It's 13 degrees here right now.
That's
So-
yeah.
Kidding. You
But-
suffer in the summer and in the winter?
No, it's 13 degrees Celsius.
Oh. Oh.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
It was 9
That's
below zero
nice.
when I got
It
up.
is
this morning,
nice.
so.
It's been a very
I-
warm winter here.
Oh, hi,
So-
Cindy. You came in after the greetings.
Hi, Frank.
We might have started a couple of minutes early. And
I
Thank
came in
you.
just right when it said it was recording, so. yeah.
hi. Well, while we're sitting here, let me show you what I have done with the website. I think it improves it a bit. They weren't huge changes, but there are some I've been thinking about for a while. If I can find the right page. I think it's this one.
Hey,
Okay, I got rid of those annoying flashing pictures on the right. Just replaced it with one graphic. And I added
Oh,
these guides over here
Oh, that's
for
good.
converting the fractions to decimals. So you don't have to do it on a calculator every time you want to know what 3/8 is. And that was Ron's suggestion. I also put it on the page where you
oh,
put in measurements for an individual. It's just stuck there. It's not exactly aesthetically pleasing, but it's there. That's what counts. At least that's what a person says who's a software engineer, but not a UI designer.
Well, it's where you're going to use it. And so you can find it right away. That's important.
That's right.
Mhm.
This is the other thing I changed. This page didn't have a way to directly edit all those different fields.
Oh,
And so now it's divided into sections according to the forms as you entered them. So if you want to
okay.
change what you said about the yarn, you click edit yarn, and it goes directly to this where you can type something else and save it, and it goes back to this page, and now it says something else. You can go directly to editing the gauge, and you can go directly to editing the measurements of the person you're knitting it for.
Mhm.
I'm most proud of this one because it's this one. It used to be you had to go to the parameters for the sweater, then click
then go back.
update and update the measurements for the person. And then when you said, okay, I'll update it, it went back to the sweater. Now it goes, you go edit them, you change the measurements, and it goes back to this page.
That's nice.
So I think it's much cleaner.
Good
is
improvement.
nice.
And there are a few values that are put over here that you can't change. But it tells you, this is the, I always try to make this clear. The length of the sweater is 27 inches, and that's the shoulder to waist measurement plus the hem length. The shoulder to waist is part of the recipient measurement, and the hem length is part of the sweater specifications, those two are added together to get the length of the sweater.
Mhm.
And so it's just clarifying that a bit more. And the neck width is just calculated based on the neck. Well, actually several things, but it's basically the neck circumference and at extreme sizes, it gets a little complicated. But anyway, tells you what the neck width is. And then when you go to checkout, this page looks the same, but instead of saying change fits, it's like make any changes, click here, and go back. And now you can click anything else to make changes. So it's just more efficient for
Yeah.
iteratively getting the right schematic on that last page.
Makes it easier for those of us doing the sweater to find what we want.
That's right. We don't have to click so many times to get to the
Yeah.
form you want to get to.
That's good, Frank.
I haven't seen Inbal in a while, but she is a UI designer, and she's the one who brought my attention to the fact that there weren't direct ways to do the things that a person would want to do from every page. And so this was the result of collaborating with her on how I could improve that.
Well, I guess then it's okay that you don't have a sweater to work on right now.
Yes, yes, I have
But
plenty
next
of other
week.
things to do.
Okay, let me ask this. You don't have any unfinished sweaters or knitting to work on?
I
To
do
just
not.
pick up? Good for you.
I have a partially finished baby sweater that is a proof of concept. I could go
Uh-huh.
get that and show it to you. I showed it to you when it was in progress, but it's now blocked. And
Oh,
I'll show it. It may be the pattern for my next sweater. I haven't
okay,
fully decided yet. I'll be right back.
okay.
Cindy, are things okay with you?
They're doing fine. The weather's actually really nice here today for a change.
Good.
And it's quite a bit above freezing, so we're happy.
Where do you
Good.
live? Where do you live?
We're just outside Seattle.
Oh,
We're actually in Redmond, but we had for several weeks, it was so cold and so snowy, which was not like us, and then lost power a couple times. And so,
we're going to have 33 degrees tomorrow.
ooh,
Fahrenheit?
Like a heat wave.
It is.
Where are you located?
I live in Minnesota, right across the river from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, you know cold like I do, yeah?
Oh,
You
pretty
get
far
it worse
north.
than me.
Here, I'm back. So here's the sweater that it's just a proof of concept.
oh, that's right.
Oh, right.
Oh, the entire shot. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's in Tarsha in the round,
Oh,
which I really wanted to learn how to do. And I struggled with it more than most things I try to learn to do, but I got it all figured out. And I also know why I had trouble following the instructions that I was trying to follow. And so I would like to put up some instructions on how to do it and point out the things that you might get confused by. So
sounds like a good deal.
it would be a teaching pattern, like I like my patterns to be. The sweater is basically just blocks of color. This sleeve here will match this color here, obviously, but the entire sleeve will be that color. And this sleeve here matches this color down here, and the entire sleeve will be that color. So of course I didn't do the sleeves. And this
I
is
like
just the
that.
baby size sweater. So the big blocks of color will, be all across your chest and
Mhm.
like that. And now I'm not sure if this is the yarn I want to use because it's heavier than I like to use. And I wouldn't be able to wear the sweater very much.
And then
I
what does
might
the
have to-
back look like, Frank?
Oh, the back. Like
Okay,
this.
so it's just kind of almost a mirror of it. huh? Of the
Yes,
front?
except
Mhm.
on the back, there's more of the light gray and less of the red. And
Mhm.
on the front,
Oh, there's
it's,
less.
it's more
Okay, it's
red
the other
and
way.
less of
Okay.
the gray.
Okay,
I
But
like that.
but both
I
of the
like
colors
that.
are continuous around the side. As you see,
ooh, that's
the
cool.
gray on the back connects to the gray on the front
On the
under
front,
the
yeah.
arm. And the same on the other side.
Oh, that's neat.
The red
Mhm.
connects to the red.
And then is the pattern right around the chest, is that like stranded?
That's
So it's a little
stranded.
different?
Yes, that's
Okay.
stranded color work. I wanted to experiment doing that along with the intarsia.
So you
I'm
had to
not
make it
sure if that will
doubly
be in the
hard?
final sweater or not. What's that?
You had to make it doubly hard?
Yeah, I just wanted to make it as hard as possible.
Well, it breaks it up. Otherwise, you'd be wearing a Mondrian. Right?
Right.
Yes, that's right. Actually, I think a Mondrian was probably my inspiration for the sweater.
Well, there you go. Switch up some of the colors and wear it to the museum.
That's right. Put a few black bars between the
Black
colors. That
bars.
might help too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can do for the vertical bars, it's easy to do the trick where you just purl those columns and then go in with a crochet hook to add the vertical stripes
Ah, yes.
rather than doing one column of intarsia like
Oh, right.
an upsetting person might.
Oh,
So it's actually time for me to do another newsletter. They seem to be coming out every 2 months, and it's been 2 months since my last one.
Oh,
So
wow.
I thought I would ask you all if we have a volunteer to be our featured Franco sweater knitter in the next newsletter. Several of you have already been featured, so let's see if we can find somebody else who has not been featured who might be willing to be. If you've just completed one sweater, I'll feature you. I don't care.
Oh.
Yes, you featured my first sweater.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Here's my second. No, this is my third.
Your third.
Yeah, this
Wow.
is my third. Yeah.
Wow.
And my purple is gonna be the fourth. And I worked out the make one left purl.
You did.
The make one right purl was fine. It was the make one left purl that was
And-
the kicker.
And what were you doing wrong? Was it?
When I inserted through the back, I did it from the, so when it twisted, it opened,
Mhm.
you know? So now I'm just gonna go through the back strand and it's fine. I overdid it and it opened,
I see.
it bloomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of see as you're about to put the needle through, which way is it going to force it to go? Is it going to open it? But you've twisted it halfway, and now you need to put the needle in to complete the twist, or else it will undo the twist.
It undid the twist, right? So in my brain, it is a reverse make one right. Don't ask, of course it is. It's my brain, it has to work that way. So yeah, it is. So now I'm actually, now that I finished the Christmas stocking, I'm gonna work on the saddle shoulder sweater again.
Well, great. So am I going to have to call on somebody to be a featured knitter?
Put it
Has
to a
Ron ever
vote.
been a feature? You
What's
have
that?
been?
Oh, yeah, Ron was.
Oh, I missed that one. I'm gonna have to look at the month.
I'm looking at you, Judith.
Yeah.
Oh, Judith would be good.
I'm gonna say things like rip off instead of just ripping, and you'll have to correct my mistakes, my English mistakes.
He's got readers all over the world.
That's
Surely there are
right.
plenty of
And people
Francophone
will
readers.
understand your accent better than my corrections. If you have an accent in writing. No, we don't need to worry about that.
I'd be glad to help.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Can you send me an email to frank@franco.com? And then I'll have your email address and we can communicate. I'll send you some questions to answer.
Of
And
course.
you just write a short paragraph about each one. They're simple, straightforward questions.
Okay,
okay.
well, I see, yeah, because I've seen a couple of them,
Yeah.
so I have an idea. Okay, okay.
All right.
Easy questions like, why do you think the Franco method is the best knitting innovation of the 21st century?
Because I said it, no, but will that be one of the questions, really?
No, it would not be one of the questions.
That was me trying to embarrass Frank.
That was in the Fiber Chats interview, right?
Because you don't have to pick up stitches when you knit the sleeves.
There you go.
There you go.
And because it fits, right?
Ah, well, yes, that's the first thing. It does.
It really fits. I have to, my niece was so happy. She is so petite. She's not 5 foot high. She's 4 foot, like 10 and a half, 4'11" with her hair. And she's teeny, teeny, teeny. So it's almost like you have to buy a kid's sweater for her, but it's,
Yes.
but she's a woman, right? She has a 36-inch bust. So there's a lot of difficulty that she has buying a sweater. And she's so happy with it. I can't even.
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah. So she's going to get a V-neck sweater next time.
Oh, great.
I'll have to mail it to South Korea because she's going to be a
Oh.
teacher there.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Teaching English?
Yep.
I
Teaching
see.
English.
Yeah.
She's my world traveler. She loves to travel.
Wow.
But yeah, she was so happy because she never finds things that fit.
Well, Ron, I don't know if you were referring to the statement that Irina Shar said.
Yes.
Yes, in the interview. About
That's
halfway
right.
through the interview, she's talking about the Franco website and the custom fit sweater and the seamless set-in sleeves. And she suddenly says, I think this is the most brilliant invention of the century. And I was like shocked. It's like, no, it can't. That's going way too far. It might be an improvement of some things, but I can't accept that. And all the way through the interview, she waits until the very last statement. And finally, she ends the whole interview with, I stand by my statement. This is the most brilliant invention of the century. It's like, oh my goodness, this is just too much. But obviously I was very pleased that somebody
That's
would
very
say such
great
a recorded
compliment.
statement for me. I did make another change. I hope you all are not going to be disappointed. I did increase the price of the pattern as I promised to do. I said I'd do it at the end of the year. I actually did it a couple of weeks into the new year. So the basic first pattern is now $12. A second fit is $3, and every fit after that is another $1.
That sounds reasonable.
Mhm.
And it didn't stop people from buying the pattern. I've sold 2 more patterns since that happened. So I thought, well, maybe nobody will ever buy a pattern again, but I guess that didn't happen.
With what we all spend on yarn and patterns, that's still really reasonable, Franco.
Yeah, the
Please
fact
tell
that it's
that-
custom fit, and I realize I do a lot of support, for not just for this meeting, but I answer questions on Ravelry. I try to respond to everyone who lists a question anywhere, and with all that support, I think it's worth $12.
For sure.
And thanks for answering all my emails.
That's what I do, Sidra. That's exactly what I do.
Talk about
Send
being
me
brain
emails,
dead.
I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Please have a word with my customers about patterns being worth money, everyone. Some customers can just be terrorists about it.
Ugh.
I spent $25 on yarn. Shouldn't you give me a pattern for free? A, number one, no, I shouldn't. B, number two, there are so many free patterns in the world. And C, leave me alone.
Yes.
Yeah, I do a Ravelry search for free patterns. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, but I
It's-
also am a true believer. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
In some
What-
cases. And
In some cases, yeah.
people kept
Yeah.
telling me through the years that I was not charging enough, that people wouldn't understand how much value they're getting with a custom fit sweater pattern if it costs the same as a regular pattern in 4 or 5 sizes.
I agree with that. I've been told the same.
And I think, you know, raising the price, it adds value to somebody. Wouldn't be surprised if you didn't sell more of them.
Yeah.
There's a relationship between the price you're charging and the perceived value of
Yeah.
something. Like when things are inexpensive, they seem cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I'm certainly putting that to the test. I was in a class with somebody who's really good at marketing once, and she came over and she specifically said, you're not charging enough for your pattern, and people won't know that it's as valuable as it is because of the price. She says, but you've got another problem. Once you put it out with one price, it's really hard to raise the price on a product. And so I thought, okay, well, if anybody complains about it, I'll just say that was the introductory pricing and it lasted a few years. Now we're ready to move on to the real pricing. So there we go.
Perfectly reasonable.
I think it's good.
We'll see if I sell more or fewer or what happens, but I'm not going to keep playing with the price. I think it's pretty much where it's going to be for a while.
Ooh, that's pretty, Ron.
Ooh.
I'm
Oh,
still spotlighted. I'm
Yes,
just
you are
I'm,
still spotlighted.
I missed
Do that
it.
again, Ron. I missed it.
I'm making just a palette cleanser. I've got a ball of gradient yarn that I'm
Oh,
knitting as a pie shawl. And then I think I'm going to mount it in an embroidery hoop, like a large quilting hoop.
that is
Make-
That would be
beautiful
pretty.
gradient yarn.
Make
I
a
is
wall
love
pretty.
that.
hanging. Yeah, it's Cumulus by Juniper Moon Farm.
Mm,
By who?
Juniper
Juniper
Moon
Moon.
Farms. Farm? I don't know if it's one farm or two farms. But it's yeah, so I just, what can I do? And then I had an embroidery hoop stuck over here. I have one that I wove in and made a little wall hanging, and I thought, well, I could just knit a pie shawl and maybe I could duplicate stitch a pattern on it, or just, I needed to do something else, you know. And then a friend of my mother, there's a lint on my head. Boop, boop, boop. A friend of my mother's is having a baby, which is fine, I guess. But my mother's like, you need to make a baby sweater for them. Fine, okay. And she asked if I could make a sweater and a blanket. It's like, I can do a baby sweater in a weekend. A blanket, I don't know. Let's not count on that happening.
Yeah, right. How about in a year?
Yeah, I just like,
well, you
if I
could just
were-
make one that was the size for like the car seat. Just a little
I've
one.
done that for like my friends who've had children. I've made the little like receiving blanket size with just like
Just
a long
little.
buttonhole in the middle,
Mhm, mhm.
with a car seat blanket.
Mhm.
But I don't know these people. She's the dog groomer. She washes Ziggy when he's on vacation.
Oh,
I'm gonna wake him up. Oh. I'm gonna say hello to the knitters,
There
Ziggy.
he is.
hey there.
he's bewildered because I woke him up and pulled him out of his comfy blanket.
He's so cute.
Oh, hi.
He was concerned earlier because one of the customers brought in her granddaughter, and he's confused by small children.
Yeah.
And he never saw a child until he was at the shop and someone brought one in. Like, he was 8 years old at that point.
Oh my.
I don't have children. When I got him, my youngest nephew was 9. So he had just never seen a human child before. So the first time like a 3-year-old walked in the shop, he was just like, panic attack.
Really?
What is that? What is that thing?
It's a little human.
Is it gonna touch me? So
How adorable.
he managed to calm down from seeing a child today. And now he's very relaxed again.
Yes, he
He's
is.
falling asleep.
Look
Yeah.
at him. He's-
The breed was actually developed to be companion animals for invalids.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he sleeps about 18 hours a day. Because dogs and their owners come to resemble one another. We're both often asleep.
yes.
Like, my mother will call and I say, I was trying to help Ziggy take a nap. He needs support, or when it's Ziggy's quiet hours. All right, that's all I had to report.
That's sweet. Does anybody have any question? Hello, Walter. I see you joined us. Maybe. Anyone have anything they'd like to show us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So doing another cardigan.
Beautiful.
Ooh,
That looks
Yes.
nice.
Oh, yes. And that's your garter stitch.
Yeah.
The
So
texture is
it's
just lovely.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
texture.
9 rows of
Yep.
knitting and 3 rows of purling to get that stitch count.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And you're basing it on the Henley pattern, I think.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do something else. Next sweater's for me.
And you just want cardigans.
No, I think I'm gonna do a pullover.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done with the Henleys.
what kind of yarn is that, Sidra?
Stunning strings, it's a sport weight.
Okay.
Did you say
It's really
stunning
good.
string?
Yeah, stunning strings,
Okay.
who will not be at Stitches this year.
Is that right? Why?
Yeah. They did not want to travel cross country and stay in hotels
Reasonable.
while driving out. So they decided not to do it this year.
Oh. I always liked it, their booth.
Same
Very
here, I love
striking.
it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not going to Stitches, because I'm not working there.
Oh,
Sidra,
Yeah,
this is Ronna. Did you say 9 rows of knitting and 3 rows of purling?
yes,
Very pretty.
thank you.
Thank you.
The texture on it, just like the visual texture for something that is otherwise pretty simple, right? 3 rows of, or 9 rows of knitting, 3 rows. They
Right.
just, there's a
Right.
lot of mileage in it. The texture, it looks really just like rich and plush.
Yeah, well balanced between
Yeah.
Mhm.
now I have a question. When there's so much garter stitch in the sweater, how do you keep it from just stretching longer and longer as you wear it?
I don't know.
Oh, because garter stitch is very stretchy in the vertical
Yes.
direction,
Yeah.
Oh, we shall see.
Okay.
Is it a super wash?
Yes,
Well, yeah.
yeah. Is that good or
Might
bad?
Well, you might want to like knit it to 3/4 of the finished length that you want, and then hang it for a while,
Okay,
and maybe wait it to see to what degree the body stretches out. Because a non-superwash wool even can grow out of shape a bit, but it will tend to shrink back in. Whereas a non-superwash wool has no way to cling on to itself, so it tends to grow vertically. And unless you want to knit a tunic, you probably don't want to accidentally knit a tunic.
Okay.
Yeah, they tend to grow vertically quite a bit.
Did you say it is superwash or not superwash?
It is
Cindy?
superwash,
It is superwash. Oh,
I think, should be. Yes.
That with that depth of color, I would have to imagine that it's
Oh.
superwash. I don't know.
Why?
Does anyone else have any thoughts about that? Huh?
Why do you say that because of the depth of the color, it has to be superwash?
Non-superwash wools tend to take dye in a less glossy, less saturated way because of the microscopic texture of the scales of the wool.
Mhm.
So even a superwash wool and a non-superwash wool that have been in the same dye bath, the superwash wool will come out sort of more lustrous. The color looks deeper than on a non-superwash wool that will tend to have sort of a frosty kind of more matte appearance, if that makes
I
sense.
understand. Okay. Makes sense. It's good to know.
Yeah, I never
I
thought
do
about that.
I do a lot of research about yarn in my time.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like it's my job.
yeah. Kind of like that.
But I don't know. Yeah, I would try hanging it a little bit, maybe upside down, so you don't have to put hangers in the architecture up here,
Okay,
because you don't want that to grow or to get a point from a hanger, right?
right.
But I might just clip it onto something and hang it upside down for a day or two. Maybe mist it, sort of reverse, doing a quick and dirty blocking to see how big the body gets, how long the body gets.
Okay,
That's my ad hoc free advice that was unsolicited.
sounds good to me.
So, free unsolicited advice. Do with it what you will.
So the only question I have is, like when I send it to her and telling her that if she wants to clean it, that she's going to have to hand wash it and lay it out, or do I take her, give her the chance to say, hey, wash it in delicate and then let it
Yeah,
dry,
because
air dry.
really it's just a matter of sort of stretching it back out to the length you meant to knit it to as it dries. You probably always want to lay it flat to dry, but if she refuses, just tug on it. I don't know. It's so hard when you're giving away hand knits to people, right? It's
Right.
like,
Right.
here's the user manual. Godspeed.
That's right.
I don't know. Does anyone else have any thoughts about that? Garter stitch in the body of a sweater. Anyone done it?
I did do a sweater, not one that I published, but I did do a sweater that had about a foot of garter stitch right at the middle of the sweater. And this is how I learned that it stretched, because the sweater was the right length when I put it on. And after I wore it an entire day, it was down below my hips. I mean,
Yeah.
it covered my butt.
Oops.
Well, you're making
did-
it for a woman, did you say?
Yes.
So if it turns into a tunic, she's got a lovely tunic.
Yes, she'll have, yes. It might be a mini skirt.
Yeah,
Or-
gentlemen might not prefer to wear a tunic. in
At the
this
age
day
of
and age.
75, I don't think she wants a mini skirt.
Oh, no. Oh, why not? I'm 76. I'd wear a mini skirt.
Yeah, he
Okay,
made
we all
himself
heard you
one
and
with a
it was
foot of garters.
recorded, Frank.
Was that Cindy?
Sorry?
We all heard you, Frank, and it was recorded that you are 76 and you would wear a mini skirt.
I
Ron,
think he
maybe
just said
that's
it
what you
wasn't.
should
Did I
knit
say
next.
that in the recording? Oh, my.
You did. So Ron, maybe the next thing you should make is a mini skirt for Frank. He said he'd wear it.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that'll be our treat if we get a retreat planned.
Well, you know, they have traveling quilts of where you each do a little bit on it and then you
Oh,
mail it
yeah.
to the next person. We could
Yeah.
do this and have a traveling mini skirt that we
Or
just
Frank.
do, you know, knit a few
A
rows
team.
and send it to the next person. And then at the end, Frank has to wear it.
I need to see what that gauge looks like.
Ah,
It could be funny. We'd like
Yeah.
it. It would be entertaining.
It would be entertaining.
I mean, I think people would join the Franco group just to do
Just
that.
to see.
You know, it's like, it's worth paying money for.
Turn it into a kilt. That's what I'd do. And then go to Scotland.
That's
Oh, that
right.
would be good.
oh, wow.
Right. A jumper with the kilt built into it. Just
Yeah.
belt it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, speaking of jumpers, I finished the one that I was on the sleeves on, if you'd like to see it.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're all waiting heavy bated
Back.
breath.
Um,
Oh, look
Oh,
at
that
that.
turned out really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
yes.
Is that two different yarns?
it is 3 different yarns.
Three different- I mean,
Throughout,
huh.
it is an Aran weight wool,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's 2 colors of gradient striping mohair.
Okay.
These blues and these tans. And so this is a model of a sweater worn briefly in the first episode of Wheel of Time.
The
I don't
Wheel
know
of
what Wheel of
Time,
Time
yes.
Oh,
Is
Right.
the yarn dyed like that, or are you using 2 strands of yarn? That-
2 strands. It is held
Okay.
together.
I see.
The cream colored wool throughout, held together with a mohair that I changed the colors of.
I see.
I love it so much. I think I'm gonna make Franco with the same yarn and a different color of mohair, just because it was really fun to do and it was fast because
Uh-huh.
it's knit at a very
Aaron.
loose gauge.
Now,
actually
how did you
started
make
this-
the sleeves work so well? How did you get the sleeves to match on both sides?
By counting.
That's not what I meant. Oh, maybe it's not a gradient yarn on the sleeve.
It is a gradient yarn on the sleeve.
Well, see, then the gradient on the left sleeve may not match the gradient on the right, but it does. That's
But
what,
it does.
that's what my
and
question
I did it
was.
by counting. Yeah, I just pulled yarn to
You
get
pulled
to where
until
I
you got
wanted
to the right
be
color.
and
Okay.
switched as they were the right color.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
That worked pretty well. I mean, really well.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it.
It's beautiful.
The
Wait.
cuff I love and may do more of in the future.
Oh,
That's
It
a-
is
no
a
ribbing, just a tubular bind off.
just a long tubular bind off.
Oh.
Yeah. The extra stitches were created by Make One Opens Purlwise. That's how I made the purl stitches to do the tubular bind off.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pretty smooth transition.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
really
see
nice.
holes where you did that.
You don't see
No.
holes where I did that. That was a lot of swatching for me to figure out how to create those new stitches. And it turned out that Make One's Purlwise left or right pulled too much yarn and distorted the row I picked up in.
Mhm.
Oh,
But Make One's Open Purlwise didn't distort the stitches and pulled to the back beautifully.
nice.
That's really nice.
So, I
And
love
you
this.
you did one between every stitch.
Every stitch, doubled the stitch count.
Wow.
Mhm.
Had to go down 3 needle sizes.
Oh, that's what I was just asked. Yeah.
Went down
Yeah.
3 needle sizes.
Yeah.
On the hemline, I went down 2 needle sizes, and you can see it distorts a little.
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't gonna redo it. And because this is all knit on a 13.
Ooh.
Wow.
And this is on a 10. And I think, I don't remember if this was an 11 or a 10 and a half, to be honest with you, but it wasn't small enough, but I know for next time. So I don't know, something about this cuff treatment, and it doesn't curl. This is my favorite thing about having done this project, this sleeve treatment.
Wow.
It
It's
just
really
looks,
nice.
it looks very, like the sleeve just ends,
Yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
got that
It
tubular
does.
bind off that,
Mhm.
but figuring out how to double the stitches, the stitch count, without it becoming distorted was sort of a trick.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, now my report for the week is complete. Oh, not quite. I did start by by playing around with KnitWiz
Oh,
What?
to plan this sweater.
wow.
KnitWiz.
There you go.
It's a web app by this lady.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's in Colorado, isn't she?
Oh, I have no idea.
This.
It's Kathy. It's the website that Kathy develops.
It's
a
the
visual
even
sweater
more
designer.
brilliant invention of the 21st century.
And
So
what did you think, Ron? I mean, you probably didn't see, but I finally got the help stuff started.
oh, good. See, I've been meaning. I got your email, which I've been like, oh, I'm going to see her soon,
Yeah.
and then we kept missing one another. But
Yeah.
like the day you emailed on Christmas Day, because I wasn't doing anything on Christmas Day. I was playing with KnitWiz all day.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Well, that's
yeah.
great.
I was just like, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to sit down and really just play with this. And so that's the basis for this sweater. Of course, I didn't have the swatch information for what became the cuff and the hem treatment and all of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had a good time with it. So
Good. Good.
if there are other people here who don't know what it is, maybe you should.
It's
Maris, you
And we
haven't
should
heard
also
yet?
mention clearly, it's actually Kathy's website. Kathy
Oh,
Zoller,
yes,
who's on
sorry,
the
I was
screen.
being-
She's the brilliant person who invented this other website that allows you to do custom fit sweaters. And she does a lot more with shaping and various styles than I even thought about trying to do.
yeah.
And we have collaborated to incorporate the Franco seamless set-in sleeve into her website.
That's
Oh.
what I was just going to say. Yes. And a segue from that is I'm working on the shawl collar finally, Frank.
Oh,
Good.
Oh, good.
Coming soon. I'm working on the pullover one right now on the instructions, got the templates finished. And yeah, so that'll be.
Is it knit WIZ?
knitwiz.com. Mm-hmm.
Kathy, is that the brioche shawl?
Yes, it's going to be for the brioche shawl collar. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's,
Cool.
you know, whatever you want to do for your stitches, but yeah, that's why. And Frank's waiting for it too. He wants to try it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So anyway, I realized I had most of the data needed for the shawl collar already, just because mostly a shawl collar is dictated by the body, not the collar itself. It's dictated by the shape of the neckline, right? And the only thing extra, and I already had a field to add this, was let's say you want a shawl collar that's a wide shawl, so you need to add extra width on the inside. As you're doing the V, you would also add extra for the inside, so that when it flips out, it becomes really wide.
wow.
Yeah, so it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. And yeah, if I wasn't doing this job, it might even be done already. But no, I'm back to
And
work.
Are
And I
you
like what
going
it is.
when you knit your shawl collar, are you going to use a 1x1 ribbing, or are you going to do it in garter stitch? Or are you going to, what are you going to do it in?
Well, for this first sweater, so here I am. This is my left shoulder. I'm doing the cast on for the back. This is it. But
Okay.
the shawl collar is that brioche. I've got it.
Oh, it's the brioche collar. Yes, you showed us
Yeah.
the brioche before.
This is the one. So anyway, this takes forever.
Let me make you a little bigger by there. Hold it up.
I've got it. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's
And
what
that's
I'm
gonna
working
be-
on it, but
Yeah.
I wanted to test out, I wanted to make the sweater part just to test to make sure it didn't yank on it. It was make sure the collar wasn't too heavy for it.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, so that's
It's
what
gonna
I'm
be
doing for that one.
fantastic. It's gonna be a beautiful sweater.
Mhm.
So cool.
When it gets done, but I already have a plan for the second shawl collar for a pullover for myself, and I'll do that one with like a twist stitch. Oh, there's a question. So I always called it, well, 1x1 cabling, and other people call it twist stitches, and other people call it cross stitches
And some people
Mhm.
call it traveling stitches.
Mhm.
or traveling stitches. Yeah, and I was
And it's
wondering-
also called Alpine Bavarian style, and it's all, I mean, no, Austrian
Oh.
Bavarian style, and it's also called Alpine style.
Alpine.
yeah,
It's
okay.
the
Well,
one
anyway, all I'm
say-
doing is a simple shawl with the twist stitch cable
See,
rib. type
yeah,
of thing.
it's hard to know what to call it because there's so many names.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I didn't know what the convention was, but
By publishing house. I had to think, just like by publication, probably.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm already thinking about that, but I'm following Jenny's advice and I'm gonna finish this sweater first. So then I will do that.
Yeah, we're missing Jenny today.
Yes,
Mhm.
she wasn't there last week neither.
Mm.
I hope she's okay.
I hope so.
Maybe it's too late. She's tired at that
Yeah,
time.
maybe she had a
It's-
long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been such a regular at showing up at, I
Yeah.
think, 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where
Yes,
she
it's
is.
late at night for her.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's the KnitWiz news.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a very good time just sort of taking an exploratory poke at everything. Putting in some swatches and playing with generators, and because I don't know, I enjoy that kind of thing. So I'm eager to at some point in the future use it completely top to bottom on a project. So I really
Yeah.
enjoy it. And yeah, I can definitely see the utility. That's for
Well,
sure.
I can't remember when I think when you signed up, I was just writing. I switched email providers, and I was just writing like new tutorials that would be like automated if somebody signed up and they wanted to get the tutorials or whatever.
Oh,
And it has links to the videos and all of that. But you can find it on YouTube if you want more.
I'm more of a just start pushing buttons and digging around kind of guy.
I think that's good. I think that people really learn faster that way.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at a video, then I need to pause, do it, pause, do it.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
I will read the instructions for IKEA furniture, but that's about it. Otherwise, I just want to start plunking at it. And what does this do? What does this change? It's just like fussy.
And the thing is with computers, I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to punch buttons. And if you break something, well, then you write the person that wrote it and say, you have a mistake.
Yeah, I found a bug.
So that's all.
Maris, I don't think you've showed us what you're working on.
Oh, I'm still working on the orange sweater. I've got one sleeve going now.
Oh,
Can
yay.
you hold it up a little longer?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's all picked up very nicely.
Mhm.
Doesn't have any holes in it or anything. So,
It
Oh,
does
that's
not.
great.
What is your yarn again? I think you told us last time.
oh boy, you know what? Let me go grab the label, okay?
I didn't mean it to be a pop quiz.
Well, I'm so glad somebody else doesn't know what yarn they're using. People ask me all the time, and I try to remember before I put on this sweater, I have to look up the pattern and see what the yarn was, because I probably won't remember and somebody's going to ask. Not in the meetings, I mean, like when I'm out and run into somebody who's a knitter.
Okay, it's called Jaeger Shetland Aran.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I have a friend that's considerably larger than I am, and she gave me like 18 skeins. So I'll be able to make 2 sweaters.
Oh yeah.
oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Are they
Wow.
50-gram balls?
No, 100
100.
grams.
So
Oh,
they must be
wow.
like
Oh, my.
woolens.
Wow.
Sweaters.
How many yards is 100 grams?
182
80?
yards.
Yeah, so that's a really thick
180.
yarn.
She'd had it for a few years and just decided she wasn't going to use it. So she just gave it to me. It was awesome.
Ah,
Oh,
what a nice gift.
I just love Shetland. I love it.
Yeah. That it looks very similar to the yarn that was in the base of the sweater I just showed. When that yarn is used by itself, it had a similar sort of halo and stitch look to
Yeah,
that.
and I did a large gauge swatch and it's really nice after it's washed and blocked. It's so soft.
I just remembered something else I've done. I bought myself digital calipers, and now it is
Wow.
so easy to measure my gauge.
Oh, wow.
somebody showed me that once before and I was going to go buy some.
Oh, I never
Tell me-
thought of that.
Can you show us how it works? Is that possible?
They're at my home.
Okay, so you can't show us
But
this week.
I can have
It's
them
just
next
called
week.
digital calipers. You can just
Digital
look that up and
calipers.
find them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it with
Mhm.
normal calipers, but
Est-ce que t'as caliper avec toi?
he has no calipers.
Well, not now. It's downstairs because I
Oh.
would have shown. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, to get a very accurate digital reading of my swatches, I'll bring them in next week and demo in case everyone doesn't already have their own set of digital calipers by then.
Yes, we're all going to rush out and buy them right now.
I
Does
might get
Amazon
one.
have them?
Amazon?
Yeah, does Amazon have them?
Almost certainly. I don't know what they don't have in enriched plutonium.
You didn't buy them from Amazon? You bought them somewhere else?
Hardware store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hardware store?
Yeah, just at Home Depot or Home Depot.
How big are they? Are they like,
The wand itself is so long. It can do up to 10 inches, I think.
oh, wow, okay.
So they're small enough to go in my knitting bag, but they
Yes.
can still do. I can't imagine a situation where I need to measure over 10 inches of a gauge swatch.
Yeah,
So yeah, and it's great. The same process that like Franco describes, or that you do for MHK, where you can mark your rows and stitches with a couple strings,
yep,
calipers,
yep.
and now I have a digital reading that's accurate.
How many decibels? Decimals, I
How many decimals? About 40.
mean. Very quiet.
But
I guess it's three,
I think
probably.
it's to,
3 or
to
4.
I think it's to 3 unit. So to thousands.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's like 1/8 of an inch, or
Yeah. They can.
I
be
remember
pretty-
somebody once asked me, why do I allow 3 decimal places for the measurements? Who uses 1/1000th of an inch to record their measurement? And I said, if you do
Everyone?
eighths, you have to use the third digit. So it's so you can put in 0.125 for 1/8
Right.
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
so forth.
Fractions are
So-
so compact. Oh, hey,
So-
yeah,
Oh, look at
So,
that.
get
but
Judith.
this one goes up to 8 inches.
Oh
Hey,
my
Yeah.
goodness.
It's a metallic one. I was wondering, Ron, if you're using, I know they sell
Yeah,
cheaper
mine is
one,
plastic.
plastic. They are good, I mean, but they're
Yeah.
less expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is precision for mechanical use.
Yeah.
So, but
I
I
have
can use it.
one. I have one that I use in beading
Oh, sure. Yeah.
because I need those millimeters all the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I figure just a speedier way to take my swatch measurements and not constantly be like, wait, what number did I just say? And then I had to measure again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay,
Do
put
you
those
have
in your knitting bag, Judith. The calipers are yours now.
He didn't hear.
Boy, they come
I'll
in
tell him.
all price ranges. I just looked it up on Amazon. And they
Really?
range from as low as $7.64 to, what did I see a minute ago?
$132.
$132. I mean,
These
there's a
are
huge
very
range there. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Amazon's algorithm, something is very popular right now with digital calipers. So I'm gonna
That's right.
we're gonna create a digital caliper boom.
Yep.
Well, before we go, I have to say hi to Mary. Mary, are you here? We haven't seen you or heard from you all through the hour.
Are you talking to Mary Scott?
Yes, Mary
Yes.
Scott. We don't see you and we didn't hear
Well,
from
I'm
you.
here. I'm here.
Are you
Hi,
okay?
Yes, I'm great. Now I'm on, no, there.
There you are.
Oh, now you're on
There
the,
you
yes,
are.
now we see you.
No, I'm fine. We do have a breakout of Omicron here on campus, but
Uh-oh.
I use my N95 and get my meals, and I don't go out and about as much as I want to, but maybe in 2 to 3 weeks we'll be able to.
Yes,
Stay
this
safe.
peak is supposed to subside pretty quickly, supposedly. But then Andrew told me that a new variant has been discovered somewhere in the world that is.
I had read about that, but I've got to get through this one first.
Right. I'm just worried that we're going to constantly be dealing with one variant after another. and
I suspect you're correct.
So this isn't looking good for a lot of reasons. But anyway, I should point out that Cindy and Mary, it's now been a year since we started meeting together.
Oh, how
Has
cool.
it?
And Cindy
Oh.
and Mary and I met together every week for at least 2 months before anybody else joined us.
Oh,
So I'm very happy that they're both still here with me.
Yes.
But we have,
Yes.
Charter members.
but we have to say Cindy has knitted 3 or
No.
4 Franco
5.
sweater. Mary
5.
is sitting on 0.
Well,
Well,
no, not
well, no,
zero. You
knitted
started
out
it.
and You ripped him out.
Oh, I started over. I did it and started over, what, 3 or 4 times, but
Yeah.
And
anyhow.
it's just
gonna-
it's just waiting for you to finish it.
Well, it's waiting for me to start again.
Oh, I see.
And if you
And I
knitted an
shall
eighth
do
of it,
that. I didn't hear you, Ron.
I said, if you knitted an eighth of it, you'll need the 1,000th place.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
Well, it's that time again, fellows. And we are going to have to say goodbye for another week.
It was nice meeting you all again this week.
Yeah, good
I
seeing
can't wait to
everybody.
read
Was.
all about Judith.
Sorry?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I said I can't wait to read all about Judith.
Yeah.
Yes, we're
Maybe
gonna-
she should have a picture with her holding the calipers. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that, measuring stitches on my dress,
That's right, that's
Yes.
right.
my knitted,
I'm
Franco
really
dress.
excited about showing your dress in the newsletter. It shows how flexible the pattern can be.
Yeah.
And so that's really exciting. So is that, I can't remember, did you do another Franco sweater or just the one that's a dress?
I started another one with the black yarn.
Oh, yeah.
I finished the sleeves. I have to do the color, but I want to put a hood instead of a regular color.
That's
So
right.
I'm trying a pattern right now and see if I can integrate it in the sweater, black sweater.
Great. Well, we'll work together in email and come up with what we're going to show. All right.
Sure, sure.
Thank you all
Goodbye,
for being
everyone.
here.
Bye-bye now.
Bye,
Really
bye.
enjoyed
Everybody
it.
Have a
stay
good week.
safe. Stay
Yes,
safe.
stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.